Hey guys, welcome back to part 37 of The Lady That Married a Man That Did Not Exist. Go check the playlist if you're not up to date.
Part
If you're up to
37 of
date,
How I Married
let's
a Man
go.
That Didn't Exist. I was sick to my stomach. I was
I can
extremely
imagine.
disoriented. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what was going on. We had another conversation, and he was yelling at me about contacting the best man. He claimed the best man said I was being mean and ugly to him on the phone and yelling at him. And I told him that wasn't true, that if I was yelling it's because I was stressed out and trying to figure out what was happening. He told me to stop contacting everyone, and that if I fuck up his relationships, it will be my fault. And that he would.
So in essence, I don't care messing up with my relationship with you or our supposedly marriage with you. I care about the other relationship over our marriage. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I'm hearing. I don't care about you, but don't spoil things for me with others. Not as if they don't even know who he is already. I'm sure they must be feeling so bad for her that she decided to tie herself with somebody like that. A very responsible son. If your imagine the father has even given up on
Would
him.
hate me forever.
Imagine.
I don't remember much of what Emily said or did around this time. He refused to put me on FaceTime. He refused to let me talk to Amber and Joe. He refused to give me any sort of comfort.
Was she still believing he's with any Amber and Joe, or she's just decided to comfort herself with that because she knows that she cannot face the reality of the truth? I want to understand. What do you guys think? Does she actually believe he's with somebody he's claiming to be
To
with?
put my mind at
Come on,
ease.
come on.
Nothing made sense. He put on a good story, though, about seeing his friends from this program, about needing to have fellowship and prayer, and talk about how he can support his family.
Prayer.
I get back in the car, and we go to the mall and pick up my wedding band. And there was not one thing in me that wanted to put that on my finger. It was so beautiful. It fit perfectly with my ring, my engagement ring. It was simple, but it had beautiful diamonds all around it. I did put it on, and I wore it because it had been a gift from Emily. And I told her, I said, I'm not wearing this because of him today. I'm wearing this out of gratefulness for you for giving this to me. We went home after that. No, we didn't. We went and got ice cream after that with the girls. And I remembered so vividly trying to act as normal as possible around the girls. They had already seen me outside of the car losing my shit. I wanted to take them for ice cream so they could have at least a little bit of a good day. So I sat there and I joked around and I tried to smile and I took pictures. But I felt so out of place in my body. I felt like I was gonna float away at any moment. There was no more communication after that. That night, after movie night with the girls and after they went to bed, me and his mom were in her room, and I'm trying to make sense of things. I don't remember if he had reached out to her at all during this point. I don't remember so much about the very specifics of that very night. I knew that he was not coming to the celebration of life the next day, and I felt so sick over that, and I was so enraged and so upset. And his mom couldn't understand what was going on. He wouldn't pick up the phone for her either. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. The next day came. No communication. The hours are passing by. It's time for us to get ready for the celebration of life. I felt so betrayed. How am I going to go face his late wife's family as his new wife and he's not even there? Do you know how embarrassing that is? We get there and I was awkward. I was uncomfortable. But I was there to support my babies. And he wasn't. This will be the first of so many times that happened. I met the girl's mother's sister, one of the ones that was still living. And she said, "Oh, you're Rob's new wife. Congratulations. I hope he treats you well." And I had to put on a whole fucking show.
You see?
I was asked over and over again where Rob was. I didn't know how to answer. Because, you know, I didn't know where he was. It was already an emotional day. I had met the girl's uncle. He would come to be an important part of the story later. He seemed like a real good man. He had daughters by the woman who died, Jay's sister. So his daughters were the girl's cousins. It came time for the speeches and for people to talk about this woman who had passed away. Her kids spoke, which was heartbreaking. Her sister spoke, her other siblings, family members and friends gathered around. And as they spoke, I remember it, I stood there and I cried. Not because I knew this woman, but because of what addiction takes from this world.
God.
And in that moment, the only thing I could think about was my sister and my husband. And I remember posting a status on Facebook shortly after. "Dear addiction, I hate you." And at this moment I was feeling sentimental. I was feeling upset. So I texted my husband. And I told him, I said, "Listen, just come home. Please just come home." I said, "Whatever you got going on up there, it's over now. You just need to come home, please." And I had prayed and I had thought if he would just come home, I would drop it, I would let it go. The day was over and I'm a wreck, I'm a mess. I hadn't eaten anything. When I was eating, I was throwing up. Later that night, we hadn't heard from Rob in well over 24 hours. I'm calling his phone over and over and over. It's going to voicemail. He's not picking up. I'm calling the best man. He's like, "I don't know what's going on." Emily had called the best man, told her the same thing. In my mind, two things happened. He had relapsed, and he was running, and he had disappeared, and he was never coming back. Because the best man did tell us that he got word he was borrowing money from a lot of people when he went up there, and now he wasn't answering his phone. Or two, he was with someone, or dead, or
That's
hurt.
what I'm even leaning towards. He was not dead anything, he was not hurt anything. The one I'm leaning towards to is he's with somebody. That's why he was bitching and giving her that attitude. He's with somebody. Of course, he has relapsed ever since he has been with them. So it's not like the relapse is a new thing. He's been drinking over and over and over. So it's not like it's a new thing. He has been doing that one comfortably even while he was at home. I know, oh God, I'm not trying to just sound standoffish, but
And I laid there on
leave
his
it with
mother's
him.
bed, face down, sobbing. I was nothing but breath. Nothing else existed of me at that time. I couldn't think. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I was in a literal nightmare. He had disappeared. And I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't understand. He knew the stress it was putting on me. Let's go into part 38.
This is it's so sad, and this is just painting a vivid picture for all of us to see what happens when you venture with somebody that doesn't even love themselves. Talk more of having regard for you, because people that don't love themselves, they tend not to have regard for other people because they don't know what it feels not to. Like what it feels to have regard for themselves. Talk more of having for others. He doesn't even care. I don't think he has ever loved or even liked her to start with. I don't think he ever did. He just saw somebody he could easily manipulate because he was looking for somebody that would sponsor him. He saw a perfect opportunity in her and saw the way she was with his children. He knew that, oh, finally, I found a mom for my children. I found someone that can tolerate my nonsense and and couple with my mom too. So let add the two of them together so I can afford to do what I want to do. You see how easy is it for men to cut off their bad children, badly behaved children. The father doesn't even care. He's not even living with the father. But women can condone because the mom has continuously condoned his bad behavior. He can afford to live with her. Whatever he does, he goes, wherever he goes, he will come back and stay with her because he knows that come rain, come shine, my mom is going to tolerate my rubbish. And now I've gotten another woman that will tolerate it more. So let's add all of them to the equation. So my heart goes out to this woman because saying that she has so much love to give. Whew, guys, see you in part 38.